All right, what's up, everyone? Glad you can join me. This is earnings stream I do every Wednesday. Today we're going to be going over. Oh, there's the closing bell for the regular session. Anyways, today we're going to be going over Tesla and IBM. They both have earnings. Apparently at the same exact time. They both were supposed to report at 4:10 p.m. Eastern. So we'll see what the data comes in at and what the reaction is. I do have an open trade on Tesla that I presented to the Discord today. So I'll go over that here in a little bit. We got a couple minutes to kill. IBM was kind of running a little bit into close, but it had low volume today. You know, the volume wasn't even higher than their 30-day average volume. So IBM didn't really have a lot of volume today. You would think it would be increased a little bit because of the earnings, but Tesla, they had 48 million volume so far today. Of course, that doesn't count what's left over in after hours, but they both report at 4:10 p.m. Eastern. I'm just getting my other screen set up here so when the data comes in, I can post it for everybody. But I'm going to go over a couple things before they announce. It's 4:01 p.m., so we got like 9 minutes. I'm going to zoom in on these charts just so we can get a better zoomed in view here. All right, going into the earnings. Well, let's talk about the consensus EPS first. That's coming in at 0.58. The forecast revenue for Tesla is 25.5 billion. So the revenue they're forecasting, actually, there's not much growth there from what they reported last earnings. Last earnings, they reported 25.5 billion revenue. So, you know, we'll see what it actually comes in at and go from there. Let me just scroll down. So Tesla actually coming into the earnings was trading a little bit below their anchored VWAP. So just something to keep note. Anchored VWAP's probably around 225-ish, around there. Just check the Discord real quick. And can everyone see my screen? All right, sounds good. And I'm also live on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. So if anyone wants to join those streams, maybe you'll get a better stream. You know, if you can't see it on Discord, just go to the YouTube link. Pookie, can you post that YouTube link for me? Then they can just go click on that and go there, please. Or one of the staff in the chat here. Okay, anyway, so just wanted to look at some fundamentals real quick. Let's go to, I'm actually going to let me go to 2-chart view. It's got about 7 more minutes before this data comes out, y'all. So, all right, I'm going to put IBM on the right. I'll put Tesla over here on the left. Okay. All right, so we went over what the forecast for Tesla is. It looks like we're already kind of getting some price reaction from Tesla here. Let's see. Yeah, they're up about 4% in after hours right now. Let me refresh my other screen and make sure the maybe the data got released a little bit early, because technically it's not supposed to be until 4:10 Eastern. So this is either anticipatory price action or the data is out. So let me just check real quick. And someone purchased 1.6 million worth of weekly Tesla 220 strike calls. So we'll see what that was all about. I think that was right before the close. Okay, so far bullish reaction on Tesla. I'm not seeing any data yet, but as soon as I get it, I'll let everyone know what it is. But getting a bullish reaction here on Tesla. Trading at 224.60 in after hours. 225, up almost 5% now. Snowflake on Discord said that was me. All right, let me refresh my other screen. What time is it? 4:04 p.m. All right, we got a couple minutes. Okay, IBM getting a bearish reaction now, folks. Okay, I was kind of trading on low volume today. Got some predictions online saying 210 price target on IBM if there's a bearish reaction. Now that'd be like a 20-point move to the downside. It's almost almost 10% there. Okay, and just to recap what the forecast was for IBM, forecast revenue was $2.23, or I'm sorry, forecast EPS was $2.23, and forecast revenue was 15.07 billion. We'll see what they end up reporting. And we had some people online that were liquidating their IBM before the earnings. I mean, sometimes it's better safe than sorry. If you're sitting on gains right before the earnings report, if it was me, I'd probably take some risk off the table and secure some profits, reduce exposure, that kind of thing, Yeah, Pookie over here in Discord. Maybe you can help me with that 15 frames per second to 30 frames per second thing, because I still can't find an option for that, but we'll talk about that later. All right, Tesla's still holding up here, y'all. Trading above 220. It's trading 223 or 224 now. That has got to be out. Let me check another source here. Okay, yep, here we go. All right, so and thank you, Stock Savvy Shy. Actually getting that from him, so pretty good source there. Sales 25.2 billion versus estimates of 25.4 billion. So they missed on sales a little bit, but investors, obviously it's not bothering them, the bulls, seeing positive price action here in after hours. EPS came in at 0.72, and forecast EPS was only 60. So, and they got better margins. Their gross margins came in at 20%. They were only forecasting 17%. I think that's why it's getting a very positive reaction right now, is they did a really good job beating their margins. 20% when only 17% was forecast. So that's a good profit margin. Okay, let me post this on YouTube so everyone has that. So I do got the Tesla numbers here. I'll post it for everyone. I'll show it on my screen here. There we go. So just to recap, sales came in 25.2 billion. Forecast was 25.4 billion to be more exact. So they did miss sales a little bit, but investors are really liking the fact. I think it's going to be the margins for the most part, and then of course they beat the EPS by 20%. That was a nice beat on EPS by 20%. So really good reaction on Tesla, and it's still climbing, folks. It's coming up to $230 per share. Getting a big move on IBM. It's down $10 a share right now, down to 221. Closed the regular session at 232.78. So IBM seeing the bearish move. Tesla, this thing's going, y'all. Look at this. Well, keep in mind this is the 1 minute chart, but still, that's really all the data we have to go off of. Since the earnings data was released. TNT on Discord, go Tesla. Yeah, I'm pretty happy about that, about this move going on with Tesla right now. Of course, I opened up, everyone that knows me in the Discord, of course, I opened up inverse iron condor this afternoon, which is basically just a debit spread on each side of the price of Tesla. So I put a call debit spread above the price, and I put debit spread below the price. And in essence, it formed an inverse iron condor. And I can make money whether it goes up or down. I do need a specific move, though. Expected move for Tesla for Friday's expiration is $17.41 right now. So almost $17.50 move for Friday's expiration. That, at least that's what's getting priced in. And my inverse iron condor, I only need I think it was a 12 or 13 point move, either up or down, and then that's a winning trade there. So I'll see what happens, what the price of Tesla is tomorrow morning. But Tesla closed the regular session at 213.57. So with my Tesla trade that I have open right now, as long as Tesla's above 226 by tomorrow morning, that's going to be a slam dunk trade for me. So I'm liking that. Okay, just making sure I didn't miss any comments over here. M Cigar on Twitter asked when was the I'm assuming the earnings be published or whatever that for Tesla. It's out now. I just posted it on my screen for you if you want to look at it. That's sales data and EPS data and margin data. Looking for some forward progress, or I'm sorry, forward guidance, forward progress. Looking for some forward guidance data right now, so I'll let you know if I find some. Yeah, whoever purchased that $1.6 million worth of 220 calls on Tesla, woo! If Tesla holds up here, that's going to pay very well. It'll be over $6 in the money on that strike. Just want to check something out here. Let's see. Actually, draw this the other way. Okay. Let me go to Webull just for a sec, y'all. You go 1 minute chart. Just want to see where this 25% retracement is. I'll just go from the bottom, 212.80. Yeah, that's basically where it's at now. So it's bouncing off this 25% retrace. We usually see that, after a little rally, a lot of times we'll see that 25% pullback, and whether it bounces there or continues down, that tells a lot. So far we're getting a bounce there. So obviously when we see the bounce at that 25%, this thing's going to go up and test 231 possibly. Got a big order at 227.80 right now. We'll see if that gets pulled or not. Seeing upside. Okay, yeah, it's getting a little more bullish. IBM making the comeback after having a bearish reaction initially. I mean, this thing closed the regular session at 232, came all the way down to $214. And now it's trying to claw back here. This is the 5-minute chart. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, yeah, it's trying. Let's see how far this one retraced. And these levels, I just, these levels need to start breaking to give me confidence that it's in fact retracing. So IBM initial bearish reaction. Now it's trying to claw back. It's retraced past the 25%. So we'll see if this can claw back some of the losses that it took when it, basically went down to 214 right after that data came out. I get Dan's on Twitter. IBM, good night. Okay. Let's see what he had on it. Okay, he had a 225 put for Friday's expiration. Paid $3.85 for. What's $385? We'll see if that ends up working out for him, but it's clawing back. So again, can't be celebrating too early. Sometimes the first move is not the real move. But good luck, Dan. I hope it works out for you. John the Rock Trader. So predicting a 210 target on IBM. I mean, got close to 214, but like I say, it's clawing back now, so you can't hang your hat on some of this stuff. And let me just move this over just real quick. We'll go back to the Tesla sticks here in a minute, but here's IBM's numbers. So EPS forecast $2.23, and they came in at $2.30, so they did beat EPS. Okay, revenue came in it came in at 14.96 billion, but the forecast was 15.08 billion. So they did miss revenue. Revenue is a big deal for most investors. I think sometimes more important than the EPS, but just depends on what the underlying is. But they missed revenue, beat EPS. Let me see if I can find some more data on it. So kind of a mixed bag so far with IBM, and that's probably why we're seeing the initial reaction was bearish, and now we're seeing the price come back up a little bit because it's kind of a mixed data here with IBM. Investors need to fully digest the data and eventually figure out what they're going to do with their positions. Okay, IBM Q3 revenue. Yep, yeah, we just confirmed that 14.97 billion. Estimate was up 15.05 to 15.08 billion, around there. Let's see, operating EPS was better than the forecast. More specifically for IBM, their software revenue came in at 6.5 billion. The forecast on that was only 6.37 billion. So their software revenue showed a beat. Okay, they missed free cash flow. I know that's a big one too. Free cash flow they missed. That's probably why that initial bearish reaction, that a lot of investors were waiting on that free cash flow figure. That came in 2.06 billion. Forecast was 2.08 to 2.10 billion. So missed a bit on that. Also, consulting revenue for IBM was also down. It's just something to keep note, for you long-term IBM investors. Consulting revenue was down. They did not meet the forecast on that one. So just some more data on IBM. We'll see if we'll see if IBM can claw back. Just keep your eye on some of these levels. I would say, sitting around 221 right now. That would be nice to hold. 221, 218 for S2. R1 and R2. I mean, pretty simple. Needs to start breaking these levels. I like the golden fib personally, so it needs to get back above 225, and then hey, that might pique my interest a little bit, and maybe build my confidence up even more, that or just in general build confidence up that this in fact is gonna claw back and retrace here, but needs to get back above 225 in my book. Sitting at 221.79 right now. Let's go back to Tesla. Got that beautiful bounce. We got the initial reaction here. It finally topped out a little bit at $231 a share in after hours here. We get the 25% pullback, which was basically 226.50 area. Beautiful bounce there. And, yeah, these candles are a little bit smaller than these initial bullish candles. So just something to keep note. The green candles are getting a bit smaller. But we got the 25% bounce, and obviously buyers are still in the picture, and slight buy side imbalance. Well, actually a big buy side imbalance on the order book right now. I wouldn't be surprised if this goes push past 231 here in a minute. I mean, I should say in a second here. There's definitely buyers still in the picture. Now again, this is a 1 minute chart, so just don't hang your hat on it. RSI is still above 70, so plenty of strength there still. Haven't gotten the bearish crossover on MACD yet, but it's close. And again, it's 1 minute chart, so it's, but it's still good to point out that it's potentially looked like it was going to cross down the MACD, the MACD line to the signal line, but it hasn't quite crossed. And if this bullish momentum keeps up, I don't think it will cross, and the MACD will stay in a bullish state until it starts pulling back some. But yep. JUS, I'm just going to say just that on Discord. You must have been long on Tesla because you're celebrating pretty good right now. But yeah, Tesla looks fantastic, y'all. Let me show you the trade I had set up here just real quick. I'll go back to the sticks here in a minute. Basically, 1-to-1 risk reward is the trade I set up. And this is what I was talking about earlier. I put a call credit spread above the current price of Tesla, and I put a now that was called debit spread. And I put a put debit spread below the price of Tesla, and I just make sure that I used the guideline for the expected move for Friday, which was priced into the option chain. But I kind of figured Tesla was going to have at least a $16 move. So for this trade to work out, I basically just need a $13 move, either up or down. You can see my break evens right here, and this is why I like putting debit spreads on each side of the price, because I can make money if Tesla goes to the moon, then boom, if you're looking at my screen right here, I can make money on the upside. And if Tesla burns to the ground, I'd still make money there. That's the benefit of having a debit spread on each side of the prices. You're no longer one direction biased, like, okay, I buy a naked call option, I need the price to go up, right? Or I buy a put option, I need the price to go down, and you're biased, right? And this trade allows me to play both directions. But don't get me wrong, there is risk involved with this trade. The bias lies with Tesla being flat. Okay, if Tesla just is flat and we wake up tomorrow morning, opening bell rings, and Tesla's still around 213, 214, yeah, that's where the risk is. Okay. Now keep in mind the expiration date to this isn't until Friday, so I do have a couple days. But let me just switch over to the table here, because you can clearly see this table. If Tesla doesn't give me the move I want, which remember was only a $13 move up or down, if I don't get that by tomorrow morning, you can see right here, I can stop out of the play. Paid 127 to enter the trade with a potential gain of 123, which means I get my 127 back and then another 123, because this is a $2.50 wide iron condor technically, because these debit spreads are 250 apart. 250, that's the width of the spread. It's $2.50. So in the options world, that means it's worth $250. So doing this kind of trade, I already know what my max loss is going in the trade and my max profit is going into the trade, but I would never risk this entire 127. Okay, there's another layer to this, and basically that's just managing the trade tomorrow morning. For example, if Tesla does not make a $13 move or more by tomorrow morning, either up or down, you can see from my table here, I'll stop out of the play, take a small loss. The only time you really get into trouble with these kinds of trades is if you take it to expiration. And you can see here on the table on the right side, that's where the max loss really starts showing its head, is the closer you get to expiration. But listen, I'm doing this trade based off of very specific catalyst, which was the Tesla earnings data. And look, we got to stick to our guns and our plan and the reasons why we do the types of trades that we do. And the reason why I did this trade is based on the catalyst of Tesla earnings. And look at it this way: if I don't get the move by tomorrow morning, then I just stop out and move on with my day. For me personally, holding it till Friday and hoping and praying that Tesla's eventually going to make this $13 move, that's not the reason why I entered this trade. The reason why I entered this trade is I want the move with the catalyst, and the catalyst needs to give me the move I want. And if the catalyst doesn't give me the move I want by tomorrow morning, then I just play a little bit of defense, and I'll manage the position. I'll liquidate this condor and take a small loss and move on about my day. But it's looking like this trade's going to be just fine, isn't it? And by the way, I opened up two of these. So these are the numbers on just one of them. So for one inverse iron condor, that the max profit's 123. But I opened up a couple of them. So I'm hoping, again, we don't like to use the word hope, but we're kind of at the mercy in after hours because we can't trade options. So I guess I can use the word now, but I need Tesla to stay above my break even, which, going back to my graph here, is 226 and 27 cents. So 226.27. As long as Tesla stays above there by tomorrow morning, this is going to be a slam dunk solid trade. Not even worried about it. And Tesla's performing very, very well in after hours. So I think it is safe to assume and safe to say, congratulations to the Tesla bulls. I don't really see anything. I just think if it was going to pull back and if the initial bullish reaction was not the right reaction, I think it probably would have done it by now. Again, I don't want to talk too soon, but it's almost 4:30. I'm assuming the web call with Elon is probably at 5 p.m. Eastern. Usually that's how they schedule it. They'll release the data right after close, market regular session close, and then the web call with the CEO, of course, Elon, it should be around 5 p.m. Eastern. Let me just verify that for you guys. Again, and back to IBM just for a split second, but like I said, I had that initial bearish reaction, but it's basically retraced more than 25, but a little less than 50. I mean, it wicked up prior to about the 50% retrace, but yeah, here's a better picture here. Yeah, so it's kind of just hanging out right below 50% retrace. All right, Tesla just made a new high in after hours, folks, 232.52. Let's go. Looks like I'm going to have a nice payday tomorrow morning with that Tesla trade I was just showing everyone. And there was a bunch of people in the Discord that were bullish on Tesla. Had some people with some 220 calls. Those should print hard. Those are going to be in the money by $12. Assuming Tesla stays up here in the low 230s, it's looking like it still wants to go. There's still a buy side imbalance on the order book too. That hasn't flipped yet. Sellers are trying to catch up, but they're just getting whooped by the buyers right now. All right. Yeah, so we got the data for IBM. We got the data for Tesla. We went over a trade that I opened earlier today, which looks like it's going to pay pretty well tomorrow morning. There's someone on Discord, Momo. What are good entry and exit for Tesla tomorrow morning? Well, that's definitely going to depend on the remaining data left before the opening bell, which would be the rest of after hours price action and then pre-market price action. I mean, if you have a broker that lets you trade in after hours, you could maybe take a shot here, but most people have been playing options with this, so you won't be able to open anything until tomorrow morning. But like I say, if you want to just trade equity, make sure you can do that with your broker, and you can trade extended hours. And right now, it's it's kind of hard to tell what a good entry would be. If you would have got in when we were talking about this 25% retrace bounce, that would have been a pretty nice entry. And obviously, there were other traders looking at that same level. And here we go. We got the bounce, and now it's going up. So Tesla just hit 233.86. Now for tomorrow, we just got to look at the bigger time frames and kind of see where the previous levels were at. I mean, look at it right now. It's about to break 234. So you could see on the daily chart here. Now this is the daily chart, bigger time frame. There was a bit of a gap there to 232.23, basically the bottom of this wick, that daily candle from October 10th. So as of right now and after hours, that gap has been filled, folks. Okay. Okay, I got the 20 MA. Yeah, that's not bad to look at. So that's around 235. But more specifically for me, I'm just kind of looking where it kind of traded sideways before that gap down. So that's going to put you around 240. So keep your eye on Tesla as it approaches 240, and we'll see if it can get past this so-called consolidation area here. I shall mark out what a box. This is where it traded sideways before the gap down. And if Tesla can break, I just keep your eye on it as it approaches the 240s. That could be potential resistance. So that's just the level of interest. And there is, I'll flip back to intraday chart here because it looks like the sellers are trying. Let me go back 1 minute. No, this is still going, folks. Sellers are not winning this battle. 234.89. But and again, I just pull up the bigger time frame and just look at where there was some level of interest in the past. And keep your eye on Tesla as it approaches 240. If it can break through that, there is another level right above 240, because this was kind of like a two-leg sell-off, right? Had to because it hit the 264.86 back on September 30th. Had a first leg down there, traded sideways. Second gap leg down, and then traded sideways, and now it's going back up. So, of course, if keep your eye as it approaches the 240, and if it starts trading sideways around the 240s, I would look for it to come back up and test the back up here in the 250s would probably be reasonable to keep that level in mind. IBM still making an effort to claw back here. Again, I like IBM. My confidence for this to actually be reversing is I would really like to see IBM back above 225, get back above that golden fib, and then I'll feel a little bit better about price action going into tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, just that on Discord. So, thank you, Tesla gods. See y'all in the AM. Yeah, let me go back intraday here. Yeah, if this thing holds, it's going to be a lot of people with some nice surprises tomorrow morning in their accounts. But yeah, with that said, it's about 4:30 p.m. Oh yeah, let me check the Tesla web call with the CEO for Tesla. Let me just show you how to get to it. Okay, I'm gonna post a link on YouTube, and then I'm gonna show you on my screen here. Un momento, por favor. Okay, so there's the link to join the web call with Elon. Okay, and basically all you got to do, I'll go back to here, just type in Tesla Investor Relations right into Google. Very easy. Just click on that first link, and then boom, listen to webcast. That's going to be your web call. And let's see if it gives me a time here. Yep, they're counting down here. So it looks like in 58 minutes. So it looks like they're actually going to do the web call at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. So we actually still have another hour for those wondering. So yeah, that's how you get to the web call, because I know a lot of people want to hear what he has to say. So there's that. We just check the Discord one last time, make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, TK, I posted a YouTube link. You can watch it there, but I'm about to wrap the stream up anyway. Some people on Discord having trouble with my screen because Discord likes to act funky sometimes, but all good. I'm also streaming on YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, which the stream's coming in just fine on those 3 platforms. But yeah, keep your eye on Tesla. Again, if this thing keeps trending up, I would look for resistance, high 230s, maybe 240s. Now everyone's telling me on Discord my screen's black. Yes, y'all, I know the Discord screen is not working. Pookie posted a YouTube link. If you scroll up in the chats, I know it's kind of inconvenient, but we'll figure out why it just buffers on Discord. But again, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, it's streaming just fine on those platforms. But yeah, listen, if you enjoyed the stream, again, I do this every Wednesday, but I always, I trade live in the Discord all the time. So if you're looking for a new home, check the links in the description. You can join our group for free, or if you want to specifically join coaching, I do my own coaching. I have specific plays and I basically mentor for the members. So there's a link there if you want to just specifically join my coaching program, and maybe you don't want anything to do with any of the other parts. But yeah, options yours, and I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their night. And if you do end up joining, I look forward to meeting you. But other than that, cheers and have a great night.